And I want to introduce our luncheon sponsor from URS, Dale Lehman.
Well, I'll be brief. I just want to welcome you all to the awards luncheon. I won't spend much time. URS is proud to have been a long supporter of both the association and the foundation. I encourage any of you that have not donated to the foundation, I also serve as the development chair for the foundation, to make a contribution, and thank everybody that has already contributed already this year for your support. With that, let's get on to the business of recognizing some great members of our industry. Thanks.
Thanks, Dale. ASFPM doesn't work without the help of a whole lot of people. And there should be on the screen a listing of our board. And I'm going to ask the board members, you're not going to come up, I'm not going to name you by name, you've got the names on the screen. But first of all, could all the officers please stand up? And hold your applause, please. Could all of the regional directors please stand up? Could all of the chapter directors please stand up? Could all of the pod facilitators please stand up? And can all of your committee co-chairs please stand up? Heidi, I know you're not that tall. These people deserve a good round of applause. They're the people that make ASFPM work. There have been 19 past chairs. I guess that makes me the 20th chair. I'm not counting. There's other people that are counting. But many of those folks are here. Some of them are in that table over there, so I'm looking forward to joining their club in another year. But would all of the past chairs of the ASFPM please stand up? And they deserve a round of applause. The National Conference is a 5-year planning process. It takes a lot of effort, it takes a lot of years, it takes a lot of organization, and darn, I think this year went about as smooth as can go. I think the facility is impressive, and everything that our hosts have done is very impressive. So I want to introduce the Standing Conference Committee volunteers. They're the folks that work 5 years in advance, leading up to every chapter. Mike Parker, Steve McMaster, and you can please stand up. Dan Sherwood, Lucy Sherwood, and they're our volunteer help. We informed Steve that he's now our program chair for life. And also from the executive office. And they're the people that help the rest of us look good. Not that they don't look good, they look pretty good themselves. Because I hear about that if I didn't say that. Chad Ross. Diane Brown. Larry Larson. Chad Berginnis. And Ingrid Dandler. And of course, there's the whole crew of other people, and this isn't on my cheat sheet, but I'm just going to ask the rest of the staff in Madison to please stand. This couldn't have worked the way it did if not for the local host team. And the local host team is Norfma. And I'm going to please invite Hans Hunger from Norfma to come up and say a few words.
All right, so this is how we roll. You see all these people in suits and everything, but in Seattle, business casual, man, with a green shirt. So this is how we like it here, and this is how Norfma is just kind of a relaxed organization. But we're just so thrilled to be having all of the floodplain managers across the country coming here. This has turned out to just be a great event. If you all had a great time, if you learned something, give a big shout out and clap here, man. This is just awesome. But of course, it does not happen without a lot of effort. And we just had a great team put together here. I was so happy with the selection of the people that we put on our conference committee there to plan the events. From Jerry Luthane, where are you, Jerry? Over here. Past Norfma chair. Just did a fantastic job putting together a team. Endless amounts of emails going back and forth, worked it all. The Welcome Fest was fabulous, and that didn't come by. I have Carla, our volunteer coordinator, who has been down in her little waterfall suite hidden down there the whole week long, and we're planning to let her out tomorrow, but this has been something else. And then from there, I don't know, Tony Malone, are you here? He's the one that worked up all our sponsorships there. So right now, I would like everybody that has worked from the Norfma teams, either as a volunteer, as planning of the committee, has worked at the booth, to stand up right now. These people are fabulous, and it's a great organization to be in. And so I just want to give them a big round of thanks. All right, before I get off the stage, we have one other item that we have to do here. Yesterday we had the second annual running of the chapter, so I think we have a picture to put up on the screen. This is where we were down on Alki Point. And if you can look at the cojones here. You look in the background, that is not a Norfma symbol. That is Florida sticking up a sign there at the last minute. Boy, it takes guts to do something like that, I'll tell you there. But I want to give out the awards for the top 3 male and the top 3 female finishers. We have them here. And I need to step down for a second because I got a piece of paper with the names on it. All right. For third place, can I get Allison Westland to come on up? Not seeing her. Oh. Okay. And for second place, I've got Marie Palco coming from Tennessee. That was a time of 22 minutes, 13 seconds. Allison, you were 25 minutes, 37 seconds. And last, on the first place, Christine Worley at 20 minutes, 51 seconds. Allison, great job. You just stand up here. We'll get all the people up there. All right, the other 2 coming up. And then on the men's place. Now, the top finisher of the men's was the same as the top finisher last. I'm not sure on the other 2 for second and third place. I came in fourth, and I'm kind of thinking I'm not really going to have to train as hard next year. I just maybe, accidents happen, sometimes. So for third place, Peter Godin, 20 minutes, 30 seconds. I got Christopher Bender at 18 minutes, 1 second. Good job. Let me grab your... Yes, Christine. All right. And for first place, again, for the second time, Glenn Heistand. I'm sorry if I butchered that name. 17 minutes, 59 seconds. Awesome time. Did I get the places wrong? Oh, first place. I'm not a planner, come on. There. Okay, so let's give a big round of applause. It was a great event yesterday. All right. We'll get these other awards to the right people. Thank you.
Going to invite Steve McMaster up, and it's program coordinator, and I think he's got a few words to say.
Thank you, Bill. We received a record number of abstracts for this conference. I received quite a few comments about the quality of the program. Really, that's just a reflection of the quality of work going on throughout the country and beyond the country in a lot of cases. 387, I'm not going to sit there and read all 387 abstracts. I do have help. And so this is my chance to give a thank you to those who assisted with the review of the abstracts and the process. So these are just the people who assisted with the review of the abstracts: Wally Wilson, Kevin Colton from CBEL Incorporated Eco Engineering, from the state of Alaska, Tani Boothby, Sally Cox, from Whatcom County, Washington, Paula Cooper, Terry Keenan from Yakima County, Washington, and David Knipe from the state of Indiana, Leslie Durham, state of Alabama, and Del Schwalz from CDM Smith. Then I also had a internal abstract review team with my old coworkers from the state of Nebraska, Bill Jones and John Callan from Nebraska DNR, where I used to work, and Lalit Jha and Dan Fricke from JEO Consulting Group, also from Lincoln, and Carter Hubbard from Olson Associates in Lincoln. So I will be looking forward to talking to Terry about having some assistance from the Georgia folks for our Atlanta conference next year. And I am, speaking of Terry, I'm introducing you now to come up and talk about next year.
No, Terry doesn't get away that easily. If you don't know Terry's one of the primary authors of the NAI Toolkit. She's a board member, she's a committee co-chair, she's an all-purpose volunteer, and she's a tweetin' fool.
Good afternoon, Seattle. Are we excited yet? If not, you will be in just a minute. First, I would be remiss if I did not thank the Seattle team for an absolutely extraordinary conference. Y'all give it up for these guys. It was just stellar. And we've got some really big shoes to fill, really big shoes. And while I'm at it, did you notice the shoes? Peach colored, and just in case you haven't been, have any of you missed being peached yet? Because I've got some more left, and I'll be glad to give you my personal invitation to Atlanta, Georgia. My next duty up here is to recognize one of the most extraordinary groups of people on the planet, our Georgia Conference Planning Team. Y'all stand up, wave. Give it up for them, because they are going to give you an absolutely extraordinary conference next year in Atlanta. But it's not just us. I've been approached by every state in Region 4, by several of you out in the audience. How can I help? The volunteer spirit in this organization is just absolutely off the chain, and I will exploit you next year and put you to work, okay? I will not forget any of you. I have your business cards, and I will put you to work next year. But we do appreciate, especially the Region 4 states, Alabama, Florida, Georgia, Kentucky, Mississippi, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Tennessee. Give them a round of applause, because they're going to help us make Georgia rock next year. And most of you who don't live in Region 4 and who won't be driving will be flying in via Atlanta Hartsfield. Let me apologize in advance for that, okay? It's just like nothing I've ever experienced. I've been told that even to get to the dark place down under, you have to change planes in Atlanta. And we're going to order up some... It took a minute, didn't it, Tara? Yeah, it's okay, baby, it's all right. And we're going to order up the same great weather that Seattle gave to us this week. It's going to be just an awesome week. We've got it all in Atlanta too, and we will have it all in 2015. The aquarium, Centennial Olympic Park, Stone Mountain, the World of Coke, Zoo Atlanta, Six Flags, the Atlanta Botanical Garden, CNN, history galore. And you know what? If you play your cards right in one little side trip, we even have Honey Boo Boo. Yeah, but she's not from Atlanta, so don't let her pretend like she is. And then for all of you that are into nostalgia, we have every chintzy, cheap Gone with the Wind tour you could possibly imagine in Atlanta. Come early, stay late, enjoy our state. It is fabulous. We have everything from the mountains to the coast and everything in between. Bring your family, bring your coworkers, bring your fun-loving spirit, and bring your How to Speak Southern dictionary, okay? For instance, just so you know, y'all can be singular or plural, but that's only up to 4 people. After 4 people, it's all y'all, okay? And, you know, we've had the little cute shoes thing. Telling a lady in the South that her shoes are cute is not sexual harassment. It's actually an appropriate greeting. Nor is it a pickup line, guys, so don't try it because it won't work. And by the way, just in case it does get a little warm there while we're there, we don't sweat in the South, we glow. And last but not least, be sure you listen to people's inflection in their voice, because bless your heart is not always a good thing. Now, to get you in the spirit of next year, to get you pumped up, to get you ready for this conference, I want to hear some war hoops and some fist pumps. Y'all get up out of your chairs. Come on now. Come on. Come on. Come on. Georgia. Woo! Yeah. Come on. Get up. Woohoo! Yeah. That's the spirit I like to see. Awesome, awesome. So let me leave you with one last parting thought. And forgive me before I do it, okay? Because this is not my forte. Georgia, Georgia, the whole day through, just an old sweet song keeps Georgia on my mind. Woohoo! Yeah! I tried to fit that mitigation on my mind theme in there, and it just didn't work. It cracked me up every time. So that I don't sing anymore, guys, roll the video. All right, give it up for Georgia, guys. And as if that wasn't just fantastic enough, Chad Ross, my beloved Chad Ross, designed our conference logo so that it matches Larry Larson's blue blazer. And I'm forever grateful. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Terry. And all my Southern friends keep on blessing my heart, and I always thought it was a good thing. Next item on the agenda. We have the results of the 4th Annual Collegiate Student Paper Competition. It was started by the ASFPM Foundation to encourage student engagement in floodplain management topics and identify talented individuals with the potential to make lasting contributions to the body of knowledge. And they presented and completed this morning, and I apologize, I didn't get a chance to walk into the competition and take a look at it, but I'm told by people that were there that our future is in good hands. So I'm going to ask, there are 3 students that will receive awards, and as I call your name, can you just please come up front over here and stay here, and we'll get the 3 of you up together, and you'll also receive checks in recognition. So third place goes to Francesca White, and she's in the Civil and Environmental Engineering program at the University of Washington. And if I can read this small print, the paper was on mitigating total flood impacts through intentional flooding in agricultural land along the lower Nooksack River. Second place also goes to a University of Washington student, Kristen Vitro. She's in the master's program in urban planning. And she presented a paper on preventing flood damage to businesses in historic downtown Snoqualmie, Washington, which I had to check with our locals to make sure I pronounced. I think I did okay. One mistake. Okay. And our first place check goes to an Oregon State student in water resource engineering. Did this go off? Oh, there we go. Grant Livingston. And Grant? That's better? Okay. Grant did a paper on bioretention research and a demonstration project. And thank you so much to our students, and thank you to the ASFPM Foundation for sponsoring this. Next item on the agenda, if Molly O'Toole would come up and announce the election results.
Okay, thank you very much. I had the pleasure of serving as elections chair for ASFPM tonight, but I want to thank, or tonight, for the year. I want to thank Kevin Curry and Kate Laufenberg for all their help from the ASFPM staff. They promised to do the heavy lifting. They indeed did. This was the second year that the association utilized the electronic voting format. Very simple, very good. Encourage, as always with every election, everyone to vote. This association has a huge number of members, and love to see better and better voter turnout this year. But as you probably know, officers, the chair, vice chair, treasurer, secretary, serve for one-year terms, and they can be reelected twice, 2 terms. Directors serve for 2-year terms, and they can do 3 terms. And so most people term out as 2 years as an officer and 6 years as a member of the board of directors. The directors also are members of state, local agencies, consultants, other sorts of associations. Officers do need to be employees of state government. So we had about 168 people turn in nominations for folks. That turned into about 50 nominations for 12 seats on the board this year. We had over 700 votes, so thank you for everyone who did vote. And I'd first like to thank the 3 board members that are leaving the board this year, and then I'll announce the new board, including the 4 brand new board members. So Bob Freitag, if you could stand. Bob served as the Region 10 director, and he served a full 3 terms for the past 6 years. So thank you, Bob. And Joy Dupereau of Florida served for 2 years as secretary. Joy, thank you very, very much. And Joe Ruggieri of New Jersey, 2 years as treasurer. Thank you, Joe. So now for the upcoming board members for the upcoming year, please stand when I read your name, and if everyone could hold their applause till they get to the end. And when I say the state, for the officers, it is indeed the state that they work for, but for everybody else, it is the state that they work in. And I just want to give you a sense of how we're spread about the country for the folks representing us. Chair, again, this year is Bill Neckerman of New York. Vice Chair is Seal Strauss of Minnesota. Up here. And hold your applause to the end. Sally, you had instructions. The new secretary this year from Alabama is Leslie Durham. Leslie, where are you? Oh, they're very good. Thank you, Leslie. And the new treasurer from Missouri, Karen McHugh. Region 1 director, Michelle Burnett of Rhode Island. Region 2, Jacob Tisch, New York. Region 3 Director, John Geisling of Delaware. John is from Delaware. Region 4, Terry Turner from Georgia. Region 5, Rod Redkenberger from Indiana. Region 6, Jessica Baker, Texas. Region 7, filling a vacancy, so she is a new board member this year, is Shanna Michael from Missouri. Region 8, Brian Varela of Colorado. Region 9, Jeannie Reefer of Nevada. And new to the board also is Dave Carlton for Region 10 from Washington. And then our chapter directors, of which we have 5, Janet Thigpen from New York, Mike Cothard from Illinois, Shauna Putnam from South Carolina, Kyle Riley from Iowa, and Valerie Swick from Arizona. So congratulations to all of you, and thank you very, very much. Their names are up here, but also as a reminder, if you want to contact some of the new officers or chapter directors, certainly go to floods.org and click on information for the board, and that information will be posted very soon, and Michelle down here is tweeting it as we speak too. So thank you very much. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Molly. And there's this bag sitting here. And what's inside the bag is a duck. But what's very unique about the duck is there's a bandage around it. So this is a lame duck. And we've got a few signatures on it. We got to get a couple more, actually, because Al Goodman was the 17th chair. He originated the lame duck. And I see his signature is on it. Greg Main's signature is on it. Sally, before you leave, we need to get your signature on it. And I'm now the official holder, temporary, of the lame duck because I can't run again for re-election. And we do have plaques. Joe, would you come up, please? And Joe Jerry from New Jersey has been serving as your treasurer for a couple of years, and during some trying times of trying to get out of a deficit spending situation kind of left over from the Great Recession. So I just want to give you a plaque for that, and thank you for your service to the association. And Joy, can you come up? Are you here? And Joy has served as secretary for a couple of years, but she does a lot more than taking notes. She really keeps us in line and has a lot of good input into the board decisions. So Joy, it's been a pleasure working with you. Bob Freitag, we don't have a plaque for you, I'm sorry. But Bob's been on the board for 6 years. We have at times kept notes on how many times he's mentioned the words global warming or climate change. Important issues, and he makes sure that those and other important issues facing the Northwest and the rest of the nation are issues that we pay attention to. And Bob has also been one of the people that is instrumental in creating an academic program for floodplain managers. So let's give Bob a hand.